Welcome to Quick Summary. Today we're discussing Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, published in 2018. Introduction. David Goggins had a tough childhood filled with challenges. Instead of enjoying a carefree life, he faced an abusive father, severe racism, and poverty in rural America. Statistics suggested he was on a path to a life marked by depression and financial struggle. Despite these odds, Goggins turned his life around through immense self-discipline, mental strength, and relentless effort. He transformed from an overweight, depressed young man with little hope into a remarkable figure in the U.S. Armed Forces and a top endurance athlete. Goggins achieved the rare feat of completing the rigorous training required to become a Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger, and an Air Force tactical air controller. But he didn't stop there. He went on to set records in extreme endurance events and earned the title of the fittest real man in America. In his book, Can't Hurt Me, Goggins shares his extraordinary journey and offers a blueprint for pushing beyond personal limits, overcoming fear, and living life to its fullest potential. Lesson 1. The early life of Goggins. David Goggins, born in New York in 1975, did not have a typical or carefree childhood. Instead of playing outside and enjoying time with friends, Goggins grew up in a difficult environment with an abusive father. His father, Trueness, ran a roller disco rink and forced the entire family to work there nearly every night. At just 6 years old, Goggins had the job of taking care of the skating shoes while his mother cooked dinner on a hot plate in the office. After their long shifts, Goggins and his brother were put to bed in the office, where loud music kept them awake, causing Goggins to frequently fall asleep in class. Goggins' father was not just a demanding businessman, he was also very abusive. He regularly beat both Goggins and his mother, often for minor reasons. For example, when Goggins got a severe ear infection, his mother took him to the hospital, which his father resented because of the cost. When they returned, Goggins witnessed his father violently attacking his mother with a belt, and when Goggins tried to intervene, he was beaten too. He went to school hiding bruises and welts from these beatings. At the age of 8, Goggins' mother decided to leave, taking him to Indiana for a fresh start. However, they found themselves in a racially hostile environment. Goggins was the only black child in the area and faced constant racism and threats from neighbors, including being called racial slurs and having guns pointed at him. This made life even harder for him as he dealt with both bullying and poverty. The trauma from his early years began to take a toll on Goggins' health. He developed a stutter, lost patches of hair, and his skin changed color. As he grew older, he realized these were signs of toxic stress, a condition where severe childhood trauma leads to a constant state of alertness and stress. This stress affects brain chemistry, causing long-term issues like memory problems. By 4th grade, Goggins struggled so much that he was placed in a special needs classroom. To keep up with school, he started cheating, which helped his grades but didn't improve his actual learning. As he entered his teenage years, Goggins still struggled with basic reading skills. Lesson 2. The Accountability Mirror. During high school, David Goggins met an Air Force recruiter who impressed him with his skills as a pararescue jumper. Inspired by this, Goggins dreamed of joining the Air Force, but he felt unprepared. He realized he would need to relearn a lot of material to pass the ASVAB, the test for military aptitude. This realization made him feel ashamed and disappointed in himself. Determined to change, Goggins took action. He shaved his head, updated his wardrobe, and used post-it notes to track his goals. On each note, he wrote down tasks he needed to complete, starting with simple things like clean your room every day and moving on to more challenging goals like run X miles this week. He called this process his accountability mirror. By using the mirror to remind himself of his goals daily, Goggins stayed focused and motivated. He studied and trained diligently, never wasting time. Despite his progress, Goggins faced major challenges. He struggled with swimming, a skill he needed for his military training. Having only seen a pool for the first time at age 12, he was terrified of water. This fear made it hard for him to succeed in his swimming tests. Additionally, a routine medical exam revealed that Goggins was at risk for sickle cell anemia, a condition he used as an excuse to leave the military on medical grounds. Lesson 3. Turning his life around. After leaving the military, David Goggins found himself working as a nighttime pest control worker in Indianapolis, weighing 300 pounds. One night, while spraying for cockroaches in a restaurant, thousands of the pests swarmed over him. As he frantically tried to escape, he realized how far he had fallen from his goals and questioned his future. That same morning, Goggins watched a TV documentary about the Navy SEALs, known for their intense training and tough standards. Inspired by their discipline and determination, Goggins decided he wanted to become a SEAL. However, he learned that the SEAL training program was closing in 3 months, and he was too heavy to join. He needed to lose 107 pounds in less than 90 days to qualify. Determined to make a change, Goggins embarked on an intense fitness routine. He started his day at 4:30 a.m., cycling for 2 hours, followed by another 2 hours of swimming. He then did rigorous weight training, hitting the gym for exercises with high repetitions. His day ended with more time on the exercise bike before and after dinner. He also used an accountability mirror to keep himself motivated and push through his doubts. Despite the challenges, Goggins lost the weight and entered the SEAL training, known as BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL. The training included a grueling period called Hell Week, which is known for its extreme conditions and sleep deprivation. Many candidates drop out during this week, but Goggins was determined not to be one of them. During his third attempt at Hell Week, Goggins developed the concept of the armored mind. He realized that to succeed, he needed to overcome not just physical, but mental obstacles. When faced with the task of lifting and carrying a boat on their heads, Goggins motivated his team by encouraging them and showing their instructors that they would not give up. This mindset of taking souls meant demoralizing the competition and proving their efforts were futile. Goggins' relentless determination and mental toughness helped him push through the challenges and succeed in the SEAL training. Lesson 4. The 40% Rule. After achieving his dream of becoming a Navy SEAL, David Goggins sought new challenges to push his limits even further. In 2005, he discovered ultra running, which involves running extremely long distances, often 100 miles or more. Goggins was inspired to take up this challenge after losing fellow Navy SEALs in an operation in Afghanistan. He wanted to raise money for their families and decided to tackle one of the toughest races in the world, the Badwater 135, which is known for its grueling conditions. Before he could enter the Badwater 135, Goggins needed to qualify by completing a 100-mile race. With minimal training, just 20 minutes a week on a cross-trainer, Goggins set out to run the San Diego One Day, a 100-mile race. He had never run more than 26 miles before, and his body faced severe challenges during the race. At the 70-mile mark, he was exhausted, experiencing severe physical issues, including losing control of his bladder and bowels, double vision, and broken bones in his feet. Despite these conditions, Goggins pushed through. Goggins explains his endurance with what he calls the 40% rule. This rule states that when you feel like you've reached your limit, you've only used about 40% of your potential. For example, if you think you can only run 4 miles, you could actually push yourself to run closer to 10 miles. Goggins believes that the discomfort you feel when you think you can't go any further is when you're actually just scratching the surface of your capabilities. By pushing past this point, you break through your limitations and achieve more than you thought possible. Goggins completed the San Diego 100-mile race in 19 hours, qualifying for the Badwater 135. In this race, he faced extreme heat in California's Death Valley, which reaches scorching temperatures in July, and had to finish at a high elevation. Goggins prepared by studying the terrain and training under similar conditions. He completed the Badwater 135 in 30 hours, finishing in 5th place. By applying the 40% rule, Goggins was able to push beyond his perceived limits and achieve extraordinary feats in ultra running. Lesson 5. Uncommon amongst uncommon. After finishing the Badwater 135 race, David Goggins was in great shape and participated in numerous races. However, he faced a serious health issue when he discovered he had a hole in his heart. This condition can be dangerous because it prevents the body from getting enough oxygen and can lead to sudden death, especially if you're involved in intense physical activities like diving. Despite years of intense Navy SEAL training and running, Goggins's heart condition had not caused any severe problems until now. When life throws unexpected challenges, how we respond matters most. Goggins had become one of only 36 African Americans to be a Navy SEAL and was a leading ultra runner, making him stand out even among other high achievers. Now that he couldn't run anymore, he needed a new challenge. The Navy recognized his success and made him a top recruiter, focusing on encouraging young black men to join. Goggins took on this role enthusiastically and worked on improving his skills in recruiting, public speaking, and promotion. But he still wanted a new challenge. Goggins discovered that the world record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours was 4,021. To break the record, he would need to do about 5 pull-ups every minute for over 12 hours. After 2 unsuccessful attempts, including one that was nationally televised, Goggins revised his strategy. On January 20, 2013, he successfully set a new world record for pull-ups. So, how can you stand out like Goggins did? Think about your own goals and what makes you unique. Maybe you're the first in your family to go to college, or you've achieved something no one in your community has before. Identify what sets you apart and strive to be among the top performers in your field. Lesson 6. The Power of Our Minds. David Goggins had a tough start in life, growing up in an abusive environment that could easily lead to a life filled with depression, chronic pain, and unhealthy behaviors. People who experience such hardships often face severe emotional and physical challenges. They may turn to smoking, drinking, or drugs, which can lead to addiction, legal issues, or even death. Despite these odds, Goggins managed to change his life drastically. He attributes his success to making consistent positive choices every single day. For Goggins, it wasn't about having a special talent or an easy path. It was about the determination to work hard and stay committed to his goals. Goggins' transformation started when he decided to take control of his life. At one point, he struggled with basic tasks and was overweight, working as an exterminator. But he turned things around through sheer discipline. His daily routine is intense. He wakes up at 4 a.m., goes for a run of 6 to 10 miles, then cycles 25 miles to work. During his lunch break, he either hits the gym or goes for another 6-mile run. After work, he cycles back home, having covered at least 50 miles on his bike and run 10 miles. The core lesson here is about managing your time effectively. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, and how you use those hours determines your success. By starting your day early and with a clear purpose, you can set a positive tone for everything that follows. Goggins believes that owning your morning is crucial to achieving your goals. Once you reach a goal, it's important not to become complacent. Instead of stopping, always set new objectives to keep pushing yourself further. For instance, if your goal is to run a marathon, don't just stop there. Aim to improve your time or increase the number of marathons you run. By constantly challenging yourself and seeking new achievements, you not only achieve your goals, but also ensure that you are living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Final summary. David Goggins had a tough start in life, facing abuse and poverty during his childhood. Despite these challenges, he managed to turn his life around through hard work and dedication. He began by using his accountability mirror, where he wrote his goals on post-it notes and kept them visible. This method helped him stay focused and eventually pass the ASVAB test to join the military. However, Goggins faced more obstacles, including a fear of swimming and weight gain. He realized his life needed a major change and decided to pursue his goal of becoming a Navy SEAL. He committed to an intense fitness routine, losing over 100 pounds in just 3 months and gaining acceptance into the SEAL training program. During training, Goggins discovered the power of his mind. Even when his body was exhausted and in pain, he pushed through by changing his mindset and believing that he could overcome any challenge. This mental toughness helped him achieve remarkable feats, such as becoming a successful ultra-marathon runner. You don't need to run ultra-marathons to achieve your goals. The key is to work hard, start your day early, and maintain a strong, positive mindset. By following these principles, you can overcome obstacles and reach your own goals. Thanks for tuning in to this quick summary. Did you find this audiobook summary helpful? If you enjoyed this audiobook summary, please like, subscribe, and share with others to help us spread the knowledge.